Today we'll be showing a CPX manifold with Ethernet IP and a 4-input RTD temperature sensor. Our Ethernet IP uses the M12 decoded connector. It has an integrated switch where you can bring an Ethernet IP in and Ethernet IP to daisy chain to other products downstream. The CPX does like a 1 input byte and 1 output byte to work correctly with the Studio 5000 software. So what we did was set the diagnostics to two input bytes and 2 output bytes via that switch. This switch right here can be set for an IP address of 192.168.1, and you set the last octave right here with this IP address. And then today we'll be using a compact logic PLC and the RTD temperature sensor is a S55 sensor, and we purchased a S55-10B015-9PT0506 M20 4-wire RTD Platinum 100. The temperature sensor input, the CPX-4AE-T, can do 4 RTD temperatures with either a 2-wire system, 3 or 4-wire system. We do have some dip switches on that unit, so you could only, it comes standard from the factory to accept 4 RTDs, but you can flip the dip switch to do only 2 RTDs if needed. And today we're going to show you the Studio 5000, and right now we have it, we're reading a temperature of 32.5 degrees. We're in the ice bath here with the RTD temperature sensor. And the 4-wire system we got here has 2 white wires. It goes across the Platinum 100 resistor and 2 red wires. And then our manual instructs you how to wire up the RTD sensor. And we wrote down the colors for you. For the current, you have a constant current coming through and you're measuring the voltage, and this is the wiring. And then we used a cage clamp to insert the copper wire, and here again we have the wiring diagram for that also. So let's look at the Studio 5000. To make life easier, Festo has a piece of software called Festo Maintenance Tool that can import an L5K, and to get that you can go to our website Festo USA, go to support and /downloads, support/downloads, and you type in the CPX FB36 part number here, and then we have a software tab here, and 2 softwares you would like to have is the Festo Field Device Tool, FFT, and the Festo Maintenance Tool software. The Festo Field Device Tool, shown here, is a useful tool so that you can actually set the IP address by highlighting it and right-clicking on it and click Network, and you can set it to any IP address that you desire for your network here. So you would say use the following IP address. And you can also do firmware updates with the software too. The Festo Maintenance Tool software is a nice software that it uploads what you have on the manifold, and it shows you that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So we'll go offline, we'll go to View, we'll go to Wizard. We establish connection to the manifold. We search, we find our IP address, we click OK, click Next, and it does an automatic upload. And here you'll also see the IP address of what we set it to through the FFT will be saved here. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see your input and output bytes for this CPX system, 10 bytes input, 2 bytes output. So 2 bytes per RTD temperature sensor, so we have 4, so that would be 8 bytes, and the 2 bytes for the diagnostics, and here's 2 more bytes for diagnostics. So what we're going to do is double click on the temperature module, and we have parameters. So for this module, I set this to a Fahrenheit, 60 Hertz. I went on down and set this to a 4-wire system. And then everything else was standard. The platinum 100 RTD resistor was standard. And there's some other diagnostics you could add if you wanted to monitor a short circuit of the sensor or open lobe. And these are diagnostic information that could be sent to those 2 bytes of input and output. So I would click apply at the bottom. Then I would also go to our CPX system starting. And then I would click system parameters, and I would say during a startup, when you power startup, do you want to go default parameters or save parameters? You want to go to the save parameters that we made. So I would click apply. Okay. Then I would create my L5K, export L5K. Then I would name it something, CPX underscore RTD. Save it in a location that I can find it. I already typed it. Okay. Save. I'm not going to overwrite this, but you would save it to a location. Okay, then you would go to your Studio 5000 software. You would go to File, then you would open the L5K you just saved. Choose your version of the Studio, which I'm using 30. You click import, and I'm going to click no here, but this would open up a new project with and this new project would open up, and at the bottom here you would then have the Ethernet module, Festo CPX. Let me double click on that. And it would bring in all the information that we just showed you in the Festo maintenance tool, 10 bytes of input, 2 bytes of output. Gives you this configuration 44. And this is good information because this will push all these parameters into a new manifold in case you have to replace the new manifold, the IP address and all the changes we made in Festo maintenance tool too. And then you can see it imported the IP address. So this did come into as a generic Ethernet module. We click OK, and now we click on controller tags. We can see that we have descriptions of all the CPX that came in. Here is the 4 temperature sensors. There's 2 bytes per RTD. So this input 00 would be the RTD1. Input 1 and 1 would be RTD2. Input 2 and 2, RTD3, and so forth. Input 3 and 3. So we're going to be looking at these 2 bytes with our Festo program. So we'll go in here, look at our main routine, and basically what I did is I created a binary to decimal, and what we did, we pointed to the first input byte, and then we changed that to temperature, to put it in the folder, tag temperature 1, and then we also took the second byte in another B to D, binary to decimal, and we are now, and we also put that in temperature 1, and now we're reading a temperature of 33.1 or 2 degrees here. So basically that is the setup for the RTD temperature sensor. If you have any questions, visit our website. It should be able to help you out.